So the non-Batman Batman game, Gotham Knights, got a fancy new trailer at Gamescom, which revealed the game is dropping a little bit earlier. So originally releasing on the 25th of October, it's now coming 4 days earlier, the 21st of October. Very strange. The new trailer showcased classic Batman villains like Harley Quinn and Clayface. I have pre-ordered this game, and I am so mixed on this bloody game. Like, I'm a huge Batman fan, as you know, like huge, 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 huge. I was looking at it last night. I'm like, it's such a weird game. It's like literally Batgirl and three Robins, because all of the other characters are all Robin, like,
Yeah.
and they're just different names, and they've like offshoots of Robin, right? And just I was watching the original trailer again, and then just this one, and I'm like, oh, I've got a pre-order that I can cancel pretty late in the piece. I'm like, honestly, like, I'm probably gonna have to wait on the reviews for this one. Like, I feel like this one could definitely be a, like, you know, mid-70s type game, and I just don't really have a lot of time for those type of games. And you know, one thing I have to say is, I know this is
Mid-70s is pretty high. If you do a Metacritic, that's pretty high.
no, I don't think that's high at all. I think every
that's
game
pretty
gets
high.
nah, man. Even shit games get like 70s and stuff like that these days. It's crazy. Sorry. But I like one thing I will say. I know it's not an Arkham game, but the one thing I don't necessarily love about the Arkham games, which by the way I love them as a whole, is including the one that these guys made, is that the combat. I'm not like a huge fan of the combat in Arkham. Like I love every other element. Like really love every other element. And it's one of the few games that I will like play in stealth as much as possible. But the combat, I'm always a bit like, it feels a bit button mashy. Like, I don't know. I know there's a bit of depth to it, but... And this game's got so much... It just feels like everything's emphasizing the combat when I watch. And then the new trailer is like, again, on the combat. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Something about it. It's just... It really feels like it could go either way, dude.
Yeah, I saw someone comparing this game, the concept of this game, to Wolfenstein Youngblood. So you've got, you know, like a new developer handling, even though these guys did work on was it Arkham Origins? I believe
The latest Arkham game, yeah.
But, you know, they're not Rocksteady. So a new developer taking it, focused on co-op, and adding more RPG elements and skill systems. And it's kind of like what happened. Yeah, it happened to Wolfenstein Youngblood. And I actually like Wolfenstein Youngblood. But I can kind of, it is weird that kind of there's parallels there in terms of the way that this game's been approached. But it's an interesting one whenever you do jump into the comment sections and reactions of this game. It is very mixed. I think it looks cool. It's not a game that I'm like super pumped to play when I haven't even played all the Batman Arkham games. You know, that's always going to be something where it's like, well, I'd probably prefer playing through all the rest of them before I ever tackle this one. But yeah, let's see where it lands. You know, it's.
I think to be fair to us, I would say this is very different from the Arkham games. I think like every part of it, they're trying to explicitly like show that it's not Arkham, it's different.
But to the average punter, they're not seeing it that way.
No, and even yourself, right? And you're not the average punter, so it's like a fascinating one to me. Suicide Squad, on the other hand, Rocksteady's game that's coming out next year or the year after if it gets delayed again. I'm all in on that. Like I'm so like that's a day one guarantee for me. Like I'll be playing that even if it's like not great. I just feel like I'll really enjoy that game. This game, I'm so. I don't know. And look, honestly, I love Batman to death and I love the sort of rogues gallery, but like Batgirl and like Robin and like the variations of Robin, like Nightwing, etc., Red Hood, they're just like not very interesting to me. I've never really been super into it. It's only like how it relates to Batman and the impact on Batman. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to wait for the reviews, and then I might cancel my pre-order on this one. It's not coming. It's coming out pretty soon, so it'll be interesting to see how it lands. And what was I gonna say? Oh no, I've forgotten. I was talking about the Robins.
I have no idea what you're gonna say.
Oh, I don't know. I just
you're hoping me to like. Yeah, jog your memory.
You say a good point. You say a good point because I can't think like that.
I just look, I want this game to be good for the people that want this game. That's my final thought.
Yeah. Look, I'd say it's a bit of a shame because if this game is a bang, well, not a shame, but it actually does have a good opportunity, this game, because this year we're really going to struggle to say these are the 6 best games. And if this is a surprise hit, because it's got like Batman behind it, it will really elevate really quickly. Like if this is a very, very solid game, like it's probably the best year it could have ever launched in, to try to sneak in a game of the year kind of nom, which would be like, crazy for these folks. So, but I'm hoping it works out. I'm hoping it's good. Like we'll check it out. Hopefully it's like a Guardians of the Galaxy, where people were a bit dubious about that game and it turned out really well. So, all right, let's get into the other parts of the Gamescom news.